All right. Hello again. This is Doyle Buehler, and today I'm doing my Facebook Live session. This one on Fridays is like a Q&A, question and answer. Ask me any of your marketing questions, your digital strategy questions, you name it, and I'll try to address it here or in the post afterwards. Yeah, if you do have some questions or some feedback or some challenges even, or things that are kind of slowing you down, happy to take a look at those today. I do have a topic that I'm going to be going through as well, just so that we can keep things rolling. And what I wanted to talk about today is content, and I'm going to get into that in just a moment. First, just a quick introduction. Like I said, I'm going to be talking about content today, and welcome to the Digital Leadership Facebook Live series. My name is Doyle Buehler, and my goal is to help you better understand and pursue what matters most in your digital business and how to make a difference with your digital strategy through enhancing and embracing your digital leadership. I help enterprise and entrepreneurs scale, grow, and disrupt their business and sales through digital leadership, and I'm the author of the book on digital strategy, The Digital Delusion. The overall purpose is to answer your one important question: what real-world digital strategies actually work with my business? And of course, there's no one-size-fits-all, but the goal here is to help you decide which strategies can work best for you. So as I mentioned, in today's show, I'm talking about how to amplify and repurpose your content, and how that relates to somewhat of the entrepreneurial mindset that we kind of have to do everything ourselves, because we want to make a difference in that sort of thing. So in terms of amplifying and repurposing our content, I think a lot of people get hung up on the fact that they feel that everything needs to be original, that everything that you produce is yours and must be exact. It must be, proof of your work and that sort of thing, which is obviously important, but it's one small part of that equation. So basically it comes down to that not everything that you produce, whether it's social media, whether it's your blog, whether it's, anything else related to that, has to be brand new content. And this is obviously where the word of repurposing comes in. But repurposing can also have some carry-on effects as well, meaning that not everybody sees your content on that specific day at that specific time. And basically that allows you some flexibility to say, hey, this is my content. I can produce it. I can repurpose it. I can repost it again. I can direct people to it again and again and again. And it's no different to, if you think about it, like TV programs, right? Like Seinfeld, one of my favorite programs from back in the 90s. You can watch those today. And guess what? They're still fantastic. They're still funny. They still get a good laugh, at least from my perspective. So think of it like that. Like as a producer of content, you really are a network. You're a media network, and that allows you those tools to be able to say, hey, this is my content today. And yes, it is original. And yes, it is new. But that also allows you to rebroadcast it and repurpose it and see how you can develop it over time. Because again, it doesn't have to be all your stuff, all brand new every single time, because you'll just be caught up in this whole thing of content. And as I said, like content is some people say content is king, and it's really not a lot like that at all in my mind, because you need to be able to see how you can produce content and then how you can repurpose content. And in terms of repurposing content, like one of the easiest ways that I've been working with for quite some time is how to actually take one element of content and then transform it into other different types of content, which can work quite well all the time also. So consider that what you create originally, how you can then again transform it into something else. So for example, this live video, right? This live video is translated into created transcripts where we can then write blogs of it. We can summarize the notes. We can create specific graphics. We can create a video of this as a separate entity unto itself, not just a live video, right? So live is great, but not everybody watches live, like I was talking about Seinfeld earlier. So you have to have that sort of those pieces in your library to say, this is my content and this is how what's available, that I produce in past. But again, don't look at specifically one specific occasion of your content, but look at multiples. So again, back to this, the live video, you can take out the audio, you can create a podcast of this, you can create a specific video, a training video, you can snip it down to specific segments as well, or specific key concepts and ideas. And that's really how that opportunity can grow and expand from there. So create a transcript, for example, from your audio podcast or a video or whatever the case may be. And then you can create some blogs for that, and you can create some quotes from that, and you can create image from the quotes for that. So if you sit down and actually produce something small, like say an audio podcast, if you don't haven't got onto the video bandwagon yet, create an audio podcast. You can replicate that. You can create transcripts, blogs, images, quotes, notes, articles, all of this stuff that you can use and use again and again and again. And that's what's building up your library. And that's, one of the principal foundations of search engine optimization is being able to do that and being able to produce that content across different channels. But also look at what other channels can you actually use. So for example, with this live broadcast, what I do afterwards is I create a Facebook note, and it's a written note that highlights some of the key items. If I have a guest, it's how they can contact the guest. It's specific articles that I've talked about if it's more of the strategy side of things. But you can then use that as a Facebook note. And then what you can do is continue on over and move it over to a LinkedIn article, a LinkedIn Pulse article. And you can then move that over again and use that on Medium and create a Medium article. So you have these multiple channels that you can use for one specific occasion of one live video. So sort of the big picture, just to kind of put it out there, is in terms of your overall strategy, is look at ways that you can magnify, that you can amplify what you do at once to be able to use in many different occasions, and see what opportunities are there, and do some lateral thinking about, where's this content going and how can I use it and when can I use it and where else can I put it? And you'll blow your mind in terms of what you can actually see and where you can put it that you might not have thought about earlier. And following on from that too, it's like we also get into this mindset of the entrepreneur that we have to do everything ourselves, and think about ways of how can you build up your team to be able to help with specific things in relation to content. Because once you produce it, it's really easy. You can even have people doing the videos for you. You can have somebody doing the photographs for you. So think about the ways that you can actually move that forward, and being able to get other people into your ecosystem to help you with this content, because it's a little bit complicated, but it's pretty basic once you kind of get into it and start producing the content from there. Cool. So that's all I wanted to talk about today. If you do have any other questions or comments or feedback or whatever the case may be, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. So thanks for watching. As I mentioned, there's 3 core categories that I go through as part of these Digital Leadership Facebook Live events. The State of Digital, which is on Monday, where I talk about specific ideas and insights happening right now, how they affect your business and what you can do about it. Digital Leadership Guests, where I interview an expert in the field and discuss their strategies for success. And then finally, the Digital Discovery Ask Your Marketing Strategy Question and Answer, where I review tools, answer questions, or specific roadblocks that people have talked to me about. So thanks again for watching. Please like, comment, or leave a question below, and we'll see you online. Thanks.